I'm Mikhail, and I'm here to tell you about Danny's childhood. Danny is my uncle from my dad's family, and I made him questions about his life. And so here we go. The first question I made him was about memories, about relatives, and he just told me about his grandparents. So Danny said, my parents have told me that I haven't the chance to meet my grandparents because they passed away before I was born. They have said that my maternal grandmother was known but for her kindness. She used to tell beautiful stories about the past, and people said she had a very gentle nature. They also mentioned that she would often sing lullabies to my dad when he was a child. And on the other hand, my maternal grandfather was described as a more serious, but people said he might have been the most respected man in family. Even though I wasn't able to meet them, the memories have stayed with me as my family has shared his stories. Their stories. And then the well, at this point, we are going to talk about Danny's childhood through significant experience that shaped his personality, key moments that contribute to his development, showcasing the joys and challenge he faced along the way. And the next thing I asked him was about earliest memories from childhood. So Danny said, I remember that when I was a little, I used to play outside a lot with my cousins. We often played hide and seek, and I was told I asked a lot of questions. My mom said I was very curious, and that would ask for and that would ask her for how things worked. She told me I asked things like why the sky is blue, how the trees grew, and I also remember that she read to me a lot before I started school, and my family has told me I used to be very quiet at first, but once I got to know people, I became much more social. I think when we are childs, we are very curious. We have a lot of questions about how the things work, and that's too normal when you are a child. And the next thing I asked him was about school experiences. And Danny said, when I started school, I remember my teachers telling us that it's important to be patient. They said that with time, I will learn to enjoy subjects I didn't like math. I remember enjoying arts and music more than math at first, but my teacher said I improved a lot with practice. I was told by my classmates that I was good at soccer, and we used to play together during recess. They said I was a great teammate. The teachers were strict, but they were also kind, and they would always remind us the importance of following rules. They told us that this discipline was key to success. And at this point of the Danny's life, he discovered his passions through various activities like art, sports, and music. And these interests not only provide an outlet for him emotions, but also help his build confidence and foster social connections with peers who share similar interests. Like his classmates told him that he played too good soccer. That's how he became more social, and that at this point he knew what he was good at. And the last thing I asked him was about significant historical events. So Danny said, I remember my parents telling me about the fall of the Berlin Wall. They said it was a huge event and they described how people were celebrating. They tell me it was a symbol of freedom and unity. I also remember hearing about Nelson Mandela's relays. My parents said it was an important moment in history, and they explained how his release was a victory for equality and justice. They told me how people around the world celebrated this freedom. I wasn't old enough to understand the full impact, but that said, it changed story. And this is my report speech about Danny's childhood, and that's it. Thank you for thank you for being here and paying attention. Goodbye.